This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We begin at 5 in storm alert. Storms moving across the area. Hail in parts of the bi-state today, and there's potential for more severe weather as rain moves into downtown St. Louis. Good evening, I'm Brent Solomon. We want to get to weather first meteorologist Gary Frank to give us more info on where that severe weather is hitting. Gary.
Yeah, and it's one severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now. We're looking at a couple of different cameras here coming in from the Metro East because O'Fallon, Illinois is probably the closest camera that we have to active storms that are settling in. And I want to show you the big picture of where these storms have kind of fired along this line. And this is a cold front that's settling in, and there are marginally severe storms. Some of them are close to 60-mile-an-hour wind, close to 1-inch hail, but we've seen a few reports here. As we zoom in, I want to show you the specific areas that are under that severe thunderstorm warning right now. It's been trimmed out of the St. Louis area despite the storms still coming down. It's now Macoupin and Madison County until 5:45. And as you kind of look at what's happening here, showing you how many lightning strikes that we have at the very least is, just in this area, we have 280 in the last 15 minutes. So if nothing else, these storms are getting your attention. This storm, South City, South County, into Millstadt, it is loud. It's coming down, but there are no active severe weather warnings here at this point. And these are the marginally severe storms that are providing upwards of almost 2-inch-per-hour rainfall rates. So a lot of very heavy rain for this. But it's this leading edge where we have significant wind, between 40 to 60-mile-an-hour wind, that has settled in through Edwardsville. That's now moved through Bethalto. You're still getting some significant lightning all the way up to Bunker Hill as well. And so this is a main area that we continue to monitor as this is moving pretty slow. The other areas behind it, there are a few storms, and we're not completely done with this, even in Warrenton, also into Herman as well, but most of those will not be severe. But I do want to watch some of these spots in Arnold for maybe some smaller hail as well as we, like I said, you have to be, if we get upwards of 60-mile-an-hour wind, upwards of 1-inch hail, that's what's going to get us that severe thunderstorm warning that's in place for some of those areas. But for the rest of the evening, that's what we'll continue to monitor here. As I mentioned, it is going to be now through about 8 o'clock that we have to deal with those wind gusts up to 60 with smaller hail. The threat ends after sunset. So that's positive news. I'll have another look and an update on that active severe thunderstorm warning in place and a look at some of those storms and talk about additional severe weather threats as we look ahead in the 10-day forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. We'll be sure to check in with you shortly. Make sure you get the latest Weather First forecast on air on the 5 on Your Side app and on KSDK.com. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355. All across America, new pro-Palestinian demonstrations and more arrests on college campuses. Another demonstration at a nearby university today. Advocates rallied at Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville outside of the building where students were graduating. The main focus of today's protest supporting a SIUE professor who was hurt in a different protest last week.
We are here in support of Dr. Steve Tamari, who was brutalized by the police at the WashU campus for simply doing his duty of documenting what was going on. He has 4 broken ribs now, a broken hand, and the doctor told him he was lucky to be alive.
Those protesters say they're rallying in solidarity with the thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters all around the country. Protests continue across the nation, and today we have more details about who the people are that are taking part in them. Here's Aaron McLaughlin.
Tonight, the crackdowns on college campuses continue. In New York City, 2 more schools inviting the NYPD to clear pro-Palestinian encampments at NYU and the New School, where demonstrators turned their backs on police.
Who's in charge? Anybody in charge here?
More than 50 were arrested. Today, police pointing to disturbing leaflets they say they found during both crackdowns, one of which included violent threats. And at Portland State University in Oregon, new video shows damage done during the occupation of its library. And today at Columbia University, President Manoush Shafiq releasing this video message.
A group of protesters crossed a new line with the occupation of Hamilton Hall. It was a violent act that put our students at risk, as well as putting the protesters at risk.
This week's raid raising new questions about outside involvement. The university reports that of the 44 arrested in the building, 13 were unaffiliated with the university. Among them was 40-year-old James Carlson, a longtime figure in the anarchist world, according to a senior law enforcement official. He's also being investigated for a possible hate crime after he allegedly set fire to an Israeli flag at Columbia last month. He's pleaded not guilty to charges of trespassing. Student protester Mariam Awan was not part of the group that occupied Hamilton Hall.
The cause of the student body is to call for divestment from bombs that are dropping on our friends and family. I think the police violence has only strengthened the central mission.
Tonight, students and faculty are outraged over the use of force after police say an officer accidentally discharged his firearm during the raid inside Hamilton Hall.
There was nobody in danger, there was nobody struck, and for us, this is an accidental discharge.
Meanwhile, on the West Coast, the UCLA campus is also rattled after the intense crackdown yesterday. Student protester Blair Battle was among the more than 200 arrested.
The police get the order, they start to move in. With their batons, they start to push and shove. After about 10 minutes of that or so, I'm knocked down and I can't get back up.
And last night, back at Columbia, the traditional pre-final scream was relocated to outside Shafiq's residence as a form of protest.
What I take to be the kind of like existential despair and frustration that there is simply no way that they can be heard.
Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News, New York.
There was a pro-Palestinian demonstration at Kent State today. It comes as the school honors the lives of students who were shot and killed while protesting at the university 5 decades ago. 54 years ago, Ohio National Guard troops shot and killed 4 students who were protesting against the Vietnam War. 9 others were hurt. Organizers say today's pro-Palestinian protest is a way of continuing the legacy of those students. Tonight, the battle of abortion rights in Missouri continues. 24 hours ago, abortion rights advocates delivered signatures to the state capitol. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay shows us why you could now see that issue on November's ballot.
I didn't want to look back on this point in my life, especially during this process, and think that I didn't do everything I could in my power to try and make this happen for Missourians everywhere.
It was a celebration for abortion rights advocates in Jefferson City as they delivered more than 380,000 signatures to the state capitol. That's more than double the amount needed to get a constitutional amendment restoring abortion rights on November's ballot.
Today is very personal for me, because when I had my abortion, it was a lot different, even though it was still restrictive.
It's those reasons and many more that Missourians for Constitutional Freedom spent the last 3 months working to collect enough signatures to submit its proposal. Volunteers gathered the signatures from every Missouri county and congressional district. 5 on Your Side spoke with advocates while they were collecting signatures about what the amendment would do.
It's preventing government interference, and what the whole morale behind the amendment is saying, you know what, it should be up to Missourians and their doctors to make decisions about their personal health care.
But not everyone supports the proposed amendment, including Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. He believes it could walk back decades of pro-life work.
Missouri became the very first state after the Dobbs decision become abortion-free. And the reason for that is because the people of Missouri are pro-life. The people of Missouri do not want abortion here in the state of Missouri.
It's not a done deal just yet, though. The Secretary of State's office has until July 28th to certify signatures from the petition, and many believe the ballot measure is expected to face some legal challenges over the next few months. But that won't stop advocates from continuing the fight.
It's not just for us right now or the people that fought for it before us, it's for the future. It's for your sisters, it's for your children, it's for your mothers, it's for your friends. All of this is for other people.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, Coalition Life sent us a statement saying in part, quote, "We will resoundingly reject this ballot initiative that seeks to enshrine late-term partial birth abortion in our Constitution. We all can agree that helping women in need is the goal. This ballot initiative does not do that," end quote. The St. Louis IRS office needs your help. Its criminal investigation unit is looking for more workers. That's the branch responsible for examining crimes like money laundering and identity theft. Leaders joined today in St. Louis Weekend Edition to talk about what they're looking for.
We are working to recruit a very, very diverse workforce. We would really like to be representative of the communities where we work, and we have also committed to 30% of our workforce or our special agent training classes being women by the year 2030.
You can find that full interview and more information on becoming a special agent at ksdk.com.